Okay, so we talked about exponent and order of operations. Now we're going to talk about the properties of operations. So properties of operations, basically expressions follow certain rules that are called properties. Anytime we use a property, it results in an equivalent or equal expression. Okay, so when we talk about an additive, the additive and multiplicative inverse, or identity, sorry, not inverse, identity. The additive and multiplicative identity, additive and multiplicative are just big words that mean add and multiply. Okay, so the identity property here for adding is anything plus 0 equals itself, right? P plus 0 equals P. If P equals 12, 12 plus 0 equals 12, right? 12 equals 12. That is an equivalent expression. Okay? Likewise, when we're talking about multiplying, anything times itself equals itself. So P times 1 equals P. Again, if P equals 12, 12 times 1 equals 12, right? 12 equals 12. So those are both equivalent expressions. Okay, that's probably the easiest one. The multiplicative and additive inverse, okay, inverse means opposite. So basically, when you add or multiply something by its opposite, when you add something by its opposite, you get 0 every time. So when we say opposite, we're talking about a negative. So, for example, if I keep using 12, if I have 12 plus negative 12, those two things cancel each other out, right? It's the same thing as saying 12 minus 12. My answer is just 0. And 0 equals 0, so there's my equivalent expression. For multiplication, if you multiply something by its inverse, which just means it's reciprocal when you flip it, basically, put 1 over it, it doesn't equal 0, but it does equal 1. So I'll show you what I mean. Again, P equals 12. So I have 12 times the inverse of 12 would be 1 over 12. Okay, and if I have 12 times 1 over 12, I get 12 over 12, which equals 1, right? So this equals 1. Right? So additive inverse, what you add to the number to get 0. Multiplicative inverse, what you multiply by the number to get 1. Then we have the commutative property of addition and multiplication. So commutative property, commute, means move. Basically, all this means is order doesn't matter. When we're talking about addition and multiplication, the order doesn't matter. If I move things around, it's not going to change the answer. So with variables, we have P plus R equals R plus P. Switching the order doesn't change the outcome. Same for multiplication. P times R equals R times P. To show, let's say that P equals 12 and R equals 5. So if I have 12 plus 5, that's the same thing as if I have 5 plus 12. 12 plus 5 is 17. 5 plus 12, still 17. Those are equivalent expressions. Okay, same thing with multiplication. If I have 12 times 5, I would get the same product as 5 times 12. 12 times 5 is 60. 5 times 12, still 60. Equivalent expressions. Changing the order doesn't change the answer. Okay, so that's the commutative property. Then we have the associative property. So associate equals groups, or who you're with. If I say my associates, that's like the people I work with, right? So in a math problem, the associative property just means those grouping symbols like parentheses. How you group things, excuse me guys, how you group things when you're adding and multiplying doesn't change the order either. So we'll say P equals 12, because we have to define our variables, R equals 5, and then S equals 3. So if I have in groups 12 plus 5 plus 3, that's the same thing as if I have 12 plus 5 plus 3, where 5 plus 3 is in the groups, okay? 12 plus 5 is 17, then plus 3. Then I have 12 plus 5 plus 3 is 8. So I have 17 plus 3, that's 20, right? Then I have 12 plus 8, also 20. So even though I changed the groups, all that did was change the order that I added my numbers, and I didn't actually change my final answer, right? Same thing with multiplication. So if I do 12 times 5 times 3, or I do 12 times 5 times 3, 12 times 5 is 60 times 3, and then we have 12 times 15. Okay, if I do 60 times 3, I get 180. If I do 12 times 15, guess what? Still 180. Okay, so again, equivalent expressions. So changing those groups just changes the way that we order things, okay? The reason we might do this, especially with the commutative property and the associative property, changing your groups or changing the order that you do something might just make it a little easier for those operations. Like 60 times 3, I could do pretty quickly without actually having to write it out, right? Because I can just go, okay, 60, then 120, and then 180, right? 12 times 15 is one that if I didn't have a calculator or wasn't allowed to use a calculator, I would really need to step up and actually do that multiplication. With the adding, okay, 12 plus 5, 5 plus 3, neither of those are really difficult. But I know 17 plus 3, okay, that's 20. And with the different numbers that you use, you're going to have different kinds of groups. But you can group things in a way that the mental math part of things is a little bit easier. Okay? All right, then we have the zero product property. Zero product property is just anything times 0 equals 0. That's it. So if P equals 12, 12 times 0 equals 0. And there's my equivalent expression, 0 equals 0. Okay, very simple, something we already know. Just now it has a name, zero product property. 0, because 0. Product, because it's multiplication, and then the property. Okay. All right, go to the back page. So, we're going to use these properties, whichever property it says, to show this problem. We're just going to rewrite the problem. So, or to create an equivalent expression, basically. So if I use the commutative property, remember that means commute means to move. That means I'm just going to change my order. So instead of 18 plus 9, using that property, I would have 9 plus 18. Okay. My additive inverse. Remember, additive inverse means what do I add to that number to get 0? So what would B have to be? Well, 15 plus its opposite, its inverse, negative 15 equals 0, right? Multiplicative identity property. Remember, that property is just that anything times 1 equals itself. So x times 1 would equal x. Commutative property multiplication. Again, we're just moving. Instead of a times b, I have b times a. Additive property, or identity property. Anything plus 0 equals itself, right? So 19 plus 0 would just be 19. Multiplicative property, or multiplicative inverse property. So what times a number will get you 1? Remember, it's the opposite, or it's inverse when you flip it. So I have 2 times 1 over 2 equals 1. Commutative property of addition. Again, I just change my order. So instead of 7 plus 9, 9 plus 7. Identity property here. So 1 times 45 equals 45, right? Associative property, remember, associate is your groups, your friends, who we are with, right? So if I change my groups, it doesn't change my answer. So instead of having 5 plus 6 in parentheses and then plus 8, I'm going to have 5 on the outside plus, in parentheses, 6 plus 8. Okay, that just changes the order that I'm going to add it. It doesn't actually change my answer. Additive identity property. H plus 0, well, anything plus 0 is itself, so it would just be H. Commutative property and multiplication again. Again, I just change my answers, or my order. There we go. All right. So you are going to want to match. Basically, I'm going to put 2 boxes on the Google form for you to match column 1 and column 2 for each box. Okay, and you're just going to tell me, you're going to list them, basically. Okay, this one goes with that one, this one goes with that one, so on and so forth. Okay, so for example, I'll do the first one. A plus B, in parentheses, plus C, the property it would go with, the equivalent expression there, would be right here, right? So in the Google form, I would put A plus B plus C equals A plus B plus C. So you're going to do that for each one's in 2 boxes, okay? So I did the first one over here. You have to do the other 3 and then do all 4 over there. And just put those, there will be 2 questions there for the Google form, okay? Alrighty.